Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson.
In here, lady, yeah. I just dried my tears, now I'm not. There's a lady here, I feel dumb. Got some nicotine, patch up front, Get me up the clouds, it's way too hot. Landing down, 60 dip, I'm coming out. Scary knees, yeah, me free, shaky lips, yelling out. Make believe is all I breathe, sinister minds keep me down. Lonely me is all I see, misery keeps me proud. Mentally victimized, moves all villainized. Could never minimize, specially digitized. Could only criticize, yeah, cause bitches disguise, Don't give no shits, why? My assets liquidized, yeah, I'm probably demonized. Zero demon time, come slowly, be advised. Catching zeros in zero time, How clinical compromise? Fuck up, get chastised. Ego be maxized, couldn't fit them plus size. If bitches naked sons, I'm the nanny ho. And it's lunchtime, take your cabbage to go.
Nadai ku raise the bar, bado nanguka nayo. Dili na hustle hard, mboga itoshi salo. Lazima kuwe sharp, uski hii life ni daro. Ndo pate hizi facts, lazima ulipe karo. Ati huni nani, depends on who is asking. Jina kubwa minish money, when I pull I've had your hobby. Niko poolside sipping bubbly kwa warazi huni party. Hini favor sijigambi, tuma fair na nimbali. Always rapping 1 to 5, rich anti-fucker wife. Kila siku niko grind, longer than your 9 to 5. All my ladies get in line, let nobody check your shine. Easy how I make it rhyme, check vile nimevai. For president, all of them incompetent. Kazi tu ni kupretend. Kila track na ifinya next. Me I say it with my chest. Nigga, I'm the fucking best. Ka unataka kudetest, go and argue with your pets.
Yo. Karibuni sana. Hope you guys are doing amazing. 2 minutes past the top of the hour. It's Body Edition.
Yes, baby, of course.
Yo, you guys need to go subscribe, literally, and support Shmani. Back in the game. Bada. Better. Throwing bars. Mtafute kalamu vizuri.
Kuvaka elfi.
Vitabu.
Yo.
The notes.
Kwanza niwakilishe. YouTube esto in poco. Kosando. Si in poco ku estas.
Welcome to the Pan African Bulletin.
Limbre.
The media of the 21st century. Black Hot Network Radio Station.
Por favor, Pablo. Black and yellow kuches clout. Never golden, I'm out. Kaude kucheke we bounce.
Good mother, mini big deal. So of course you can beat me. I'm the hottest thing.
Yo.
I guess you cut it off. Go ahead.
Everybody is I hope you guys are doing amazing. Of course, this is the Pan African Bulletin Show, not the culture show, not the vibe show. Catch that every morning if you want to listen to much more of the music with Shmani and Iwaton right here on the Black Hot Network radio station. By you downloading our app, you'll be able to do all that. Find them on the radio, on the network, on TikTok. But of course, karibuni sana to my conversation. My name is Joby. To everyone live with us on YouTube, everyone with us on the radio. We're not on Rumble Beachwood due to time. Came in quite late. but better late than never. And of course, today shall be talking about what is happening in Nigeria. Still, news and updates coming from Nigeria regarding Tinubu's corruption. We shall be discussing about protesters who have been arrested in Zimbabwe. This was, of course, very much expected. But of course, I love the way Zimbabwe still are not losing hope and sight of literally calling out Mnangagwa and his dictatorship and just wanting to continue with literally nothing of delivering to the people, just suffering, begging, and keeping us with the same promises. As we talk about promises, I'll be sharing also of videos coming from Kenya. Ruto is being called out. People are really getting tired of Ruto. And I wish there was a way, because I think these people, they managed somehow to change the constitution to a point where we couldn't impeach Ruto. I don't know how, but I remember we were having this argument with some friends some time back, saying, why can't we really impeach Ruto? And apparently it's like he managed to change a few things and also reshuffling the people who are working for him. And then we'll be checking also how he's been managing to borrow a lot of funds literally every single day, talking from the World Bank, from the Chinese companies. Kenya is sinking in debt, as we were talking about Nigeria yesterday. So our GDP, maybe in the next 5 years, if we're still going to have the same man actually in leadership, is going to go down. We're going to be considered a poor country, literally, if we're not very careful. Kenya is completely sinking in debt. So, of course, that is our top discussion for the day. And then along that, shall be discussing about what is happening in, of course, still between Uganda and South Sudan. And we have Ugandans actually crying for their soldiers who are actually dying there. And it's relatable with the Kenyan troops who have been dying also in Haiti. And right now we have some of them also missing. Some of them are running away from the mission. So it is super crazy. But karibuni sana, that is our top discussion. But before we get started, we have Keith in the building. Karibu sana. You are saying what?
Asante sana. I didn't say anything.
You are saying something. Oh, I cut the music.
I said, oh, you cut the music. That's all I said, Joe. Calm down.
No. All right. But anyway, karibu sana. So we're going to start, of course, with Kenya and Ruto, how he has been misspending his funds. Yesterday, we were checking literally at how Nigeria is sinking in debt. We saw Nigeria is borrowing, and this is despite Nigerians literally hitting the streets, 632 million in the so-called, of course, improving education, critical areas, and some bullshit. But we know all these funds don't go anywhere. We don't see any development since our countries claimed independence, if I am correct. That is when we got involved in all these organizations, the World Bank, the IMF. That's when completely, we were signed literally, or we were let to go scot-free, but we were still companies under control. And this is why we see the white people have their right foot, left foot deep inside at the African continent and controlling our resources, we shall also talk about that later on. But I want to start with this video right here, coming from Janet Mbogwa, one of the reporters, and she went ahead literally breaking down how, and the majority of these reporters, of course, lately we've seen they're trying as much as they can to avoid not going or not acting like they're not on the side of the government, because you're going to get fired. So you have to be very careful with how you report as well. So let me just share this very quickly as we get to continue. And
page 8, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
Ruto borrows 570 million shillings a day in new loans.
Yeah.
So let's just try and break this down sometime this week for everyone. Let's have you all up to speed, and then have you all with your notebooks and your pens and beginning to take note, because
no.
One day you're going to wake up and
You'd like to invite His Excellency William.
No, this one. Okay.
that's page 8, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
Ruto borrows 570 million shillings a day in new loans.
Yeah.
So let's just try and break this down sometime this week for everyone. Let's have you all up to speed, and then have you all with your notebooks and your pens and beginning to take note, because this is how things implode.
Right.
Then it's not even him alone. So we're not gonna act like it's only Ruto is the only corrupt leader. And this is why I love seeing, as much as literally people are so much, they like Uhuru Kenyatta, the Kenyattas have sunk us in so much literally mess.
Yeah,
that
the
in
Uhuru stole more than Ruto. I'm gonna tell you now. The Kenyatta stole way more than Ruto ever stole from the country. It's just that Uhuru was more smooth, more tactful, more of a diplomat than in your face. So the stealing was, and you wasn't as woken as you are now under Ruto. But believe me, Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta stole Kenya blind.
Literally, that is so true.
Literally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As much as people really love Uhuru Kenyatta, that's what I'm saying. We should not forget that, well, also Ruto was a deputy president under him. Like you're saying, we had the offshores. Katie reported that. We have so many cases of stolen lands, even right here in Kenya. I've reported personally majority of the land that I've come to learn later in my adulthood. We're talking about acres of land owned by the Kenyattas alone. And you ask for what? For what? Why would you want to possess so much? What is all this land, empty land?
Well, that happens, Joby, when you come from a poor background and they've been given. See, they were all poverty stricken before the British gave their daddy power. So when you have individuals that come from poverty, never built any real wealth, that's how you got these leaders are all greedy, just more, because they're afraid. As the people wake up, that things are going to be taken away from them. So they get to say, no, this is mine, because these people, like I said, Joe, they've never developed anything, Joe. They should never been presidents of anything, not even a KFC. There's no way these African leaders, if they were in the West, they would be allowed to manage a shoe store. There's no way. They shouldn't be able to manage a whole country because they don't know what they're doing. So that's the reason why they steal so much, because they can't make money. They don't have the knowledge to make money on their own, rightfully, without stealing from the people and the government.
If you have a finance minister like the Ugandan one, I mean,
oh my God, I know. You see, you would, and Joe, that video you shared was real. You would think that was like a parody comedy skit or something, but that was real.
It's crazy. What you gonna do for the youth? You say the youths are gonna get jobs. There's so many things you're gonna do. What is that? Is there anything? Where are the jobs? What are you trying to do? Nothing. That was so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing, literally, of Africa. And that's why actually this makes a whole lot of sense when people say we are a laughing stock, because if these are the officials we have, people representing our country, talk about this.
But you guys didn't know. But you know that now, Joe. But because you're waking up, well, you're already up. But a lot of Africans didn't even. They were told didn't even. Like you said, were told that politics wasn't even in their business and didn't affect them. Politics affect your daily life. So you weren't even told the truth about what politics is. You're told that didn't involve you. You're like, what? Everything politics does involves how I live, how I eat, how I go to school, everything.
The fear they instilled on our parents.
And also the fear,
all that abduction, and then I love the videos you shared, because for me, I'm gonna be relating now everything with those stones, and now the current events, literally, the stones, the Asia, the Asian Africans, literally, or whatever it means. But I'll read
the Africans who went to Asia and developed Asia. And I don't like what he said, the Asians of Africa, not the Asians of Africa, the Africans who went to Asia and developed Asia, made civilizations in Asia. You see, they come from the Kenya, Tanzania region, and they went over there to start developing civilizations thousands of years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so referring to the stones, literally, you can see the fear that was instilled upon us, literally.
Exactly.
White people, and that trauma being passed generation into generation, and now you have the same Negroes who have passed through trauma, now from poverty. They're given now the big chairs to rule us. They come in with that, that big head syndrome of I'm in charge now, I'm in control, you're gonna do as I say, you're my enemies, my tribe is also gonna develop better than you, it's me first than you guys.
Exactly.
Big head syndrome, and it's crazy. And then looking at the fear our parents literally had, unlike us, they didn't have internet. Everything was just, listen to the news, whatever the programming. It was complete programming.
Exactly.
Right now,
media's programming, Joe. It's mind control.
Yeah, as much as they've been trying to program us, which of course is still part of what we're trying to wake up from. I'd say it's quite different because we've been exposed to the internet. We can do deeper research. I'm seeing reality of things unfiltered. I can record and post it. I have the internet to do majority of the things, unlike my parents to just sit down and wait for news and a goddamn presenter was paid to come and lie to me. So it's no longer the same. It's different.
Exactly.
Different. So it's not just Ruto. That's what I'm trying to say as we go back to this video. I remember actually me reporting, I think in 2022 or 2021, during Kenyatta's time, it was 2 billion a day. Leave alone Uhuru is
that's even more. That's even more. Exactly. But since Uhuru was slicker, he was less, he was a kinder despot. He wasn't in your face. He was a smarter despot than Ruto. Go ahead, Joe.
Because we
can be our own
Tell
jet
us that
registry.
story. Actually. So what's this story?
You talking?
Yeah. Now that you've gotten into umeingia kwa hiyo rally, enda mpaka mwisho.
Okay, in essence, I'll read out sort of what it says, but it says some 15 loans taken from Chinese lenders are to be used on road projects across the country. That's page 8 of the Daily Nation, right? And it starts by saying, let's look at the rate of government borrowing. A breakdown.
Our roads are so pathetic. If I'm to share a video, there's a video where we had demonstrators on Sunday complaining, man, the road was so bad. I was like, man, who even lives here?
Exactly right, Joby. So where'd the money go for all these roads and stuff? Right into the Kenyatta's pockets, and then they pocket it, and they have the people try to pay back the loans that they stole by raising the taxes. It's a scam.
Yeah, because right now I saw them bringing back this project of saying that we're gonna put tallies on the road. People need to, pay for the roads they are using, and I'm like, excuse me. You want me to pay for something you've not even developed? The road, if you look at actually the Rongai pathway, at least I heard they have expanded it. Personally, I've not gone to town in a while, but they said they have expanded it. But still, we're not supposed to have a tally or whatever on the road for us to pay. That is, you're supposed to be using our taxes very well, but instead you're actually taking more loans, and
that's the way that's the way they exactly right. It's called it's called a toll road. It's called a toll. So what they're doing is they're gonna put toll roads in there to recoup the money that they stole, because they gotta pay the Chinese back their money. So they're gonna go. It's always going back to the people, rape the people, have them pay back their money that they stole, because they never built the good roads to begin with that money, with all these people's pockets. And since there's never no accountability in Africa, never any accountability. That's what the youth are trying to do finally in Zimbabwe and Kenya. There's never been no accountability for this over-the-top crazy corruption that is now, it like you said, it's woven into the culture, and it's psychopathic. The corruption in Africa is psychopathic. It's gone so bad. It's gone unchecked, dealt with. So there's never been any accountability. So it keeps just getting more absurd, because no one's ever been held accountable. So it's just absurd. Seeing the stuff like in Ghana, the corruption is so bad that these morons stole half the power grid that was coming to make Ghana's power grid stable. The officials stole the materials for the power grid of the country. When you guys were reporting, they had hospital people in the dark dying because no electricity. Yeah. That's how crazy and psychopathic the corruption has become, because they know there's never been no accountability.
Sure.
Go ahead, Joe.
Lack of accountability, lack of auditing. Who are even our auditors? All of them, there's nothing they're doing in this governance in these countries. All of these people are just put for an image. It's an image just to fill positions. But the real people who are supposed to be working are the people who are demonstrating outside there, demanding accountability, literally. Because look at every African country. We have an auditor. We have auditors, literally. What do? What have they done? Well, can you show us how you're actually trying to help us tackle corruption and see who is corrupt in this system? Hell no. You're being paid to keep your mouth shut and keep the papers the way actually they're supposed to be kept in, just corrupt files. It's just super crazy, man.
of the total loan amount of 68 billion shillings taken in 4 months translates to a borrowing of 72.2 billion a month, 572.1 million a day, 23.83 million shillings an hour, and 397,292 shillings a minute.
Wow.
While the annual interest rate on the bilateral loans will be paid in euros and ranges between 0.25%.
We're not even paying in Kenyan shilling. That's another problem, you know. It's crazy. This is
You're
just
paying the euros, Joby, because they say your money is garbage. So so now you're paying back more money because you're not paying in your own currency, and that's always been the scam. Even though Africa has all the resources, all of Africa's currencies are what devalued. So you're gonna go to euro. How's the euro worth more than the Kenyan shilling when there's no mineral wealth in Europe? What is the euros backed by? Absolutely nothing. It's worthless. It's backed by nothing, Joby. So why are the euros worth more than the naira in Nigeria, more than the cedis in Ghana, or the Kenyan shillings in Kenya? Why? Because the euros or the American dollar, which are backed by absolutely nothing, Joby. They're just pieces of paper. That's it. That's it.
The biggest scam again, like you keep on saying. This is the biggest scam.
Yeah, how's my paper worth more than your paper?
Literally, like you borrow in, and then you're gonna pay in the same. How? And there's nothing you've benefited out of this loan. That is even the craziest part. There's nothing you've even done with this money. That is the saddest part. There's nothing
what they done. They put in their pocket, Joby. What they've done, what they do, what these morons do. They take it, they put these offshore accounts that Katie showed you, and then they buy big houses in England, America, France. They take all the money, they buy estates in other countries. They don't invest in Kenya. They take it or invest in any parts of Africa. Just like Putin said that Africans don't invest in the country, in other countries. They steal the money. They go take the money. They go invest in America, Canada, Australia, France, England. And all they do, and then all they do is, build a funeral. He said Africa's nothing but a graveyard because these despots don't ever invest in Africa and build it up. They take all the money. Just like we found with what was the Gabon leader, Ali Gabon, Ali Bali, whatever his name is, right? All that money, he had villas all in France, villas in America. Just like the Equatorial Guinea guy and his son, they got villas in France, villas in America, villas in England. Equatorial Guinea looks like a complete garbage pile.
Thinking about it, this is literally internal racism disturbing us.
Exactly. Yes.
You wanna look like you're the better person than the other Africans.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just trying to understand the idea of us trying to take our funds from here, which is the cheapest place to settle. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but
I know it's the most affordable place to settle, Joe. That's cheap. Affordable, exactly.
Why would you go to countries where you're not needed? You're gonna pay a lot becoming even a
exactly because like you said, it's internal racism. They grew up in the same system, so they have self-hate for African people. They feel that they're better. I'm just like the white man. I got a villa in France, and a villa in America, and a villa in Australia, and a villa in England.
That's the problem.
This is the problem. The mindset, yes.
Other Africans, so that's the
yes.
They also give you the yes, your excellency, yes, your excellency.
Yes, and then you got the internal, like I said, the internal racism. Why they haven't built no good hospitals, and all of them fly to Europe, to England, to Switzerland, to India for hospitalization, because they don't even believe they can build good hospitals in their own country because they have self-hate. And that self-hate affects the rest of the African citizens. Go ahead,
Crazy.
Chinese lenders have a 4% interest rate. 397,292 shillings a minute in borrowing, right?
570 million shillings a day.
So it talks about the breakdown of the loans. It says that the hunger for loans comes as concerns grow over sustainability of the country's public debt that stands north of 12 trillion amid depressed revenue streams, as well as continued harsh forex regime. Basically, over borrowing when there is, I think, as Mariam put it, debt distress, and not really coming transparent about whether or not this is being used as it should. Right, the Kenya reform financing has 8.1 billion from.
And I want you to notice this, Joby. They all do. All these leaders always borrow because they don't know how to. They don't know how to manage a company, Joby. A country's like a company. They don't have managing, so they gotta keep borrowing. You can't borrow more than you take in, Joby. Your company will go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Since it's a country, they get to float those loans and make the people pay taxes. But that was if any company. The company would be broke already. Kenya would be broke. All I'm doing is you can't take in more loans than you actually take in profit, Joby.
And that's why if we're gonna have this guy in for presidency again, that's why we're completely headed. Because look at us right now. The economy is literally like so many people are moving from the city, going back to the villages. Some people are considering literally going back to the village.
But that's smart because the city's too. It's too expensive.
You know, and it's not because they really want to, because some people have been forced to shut down their businesses, literally, where you have to now completely now relocate, start life all over again. Like, it's not the way things are supposed to be moving, You're supposed to, at least, even if you're going to move, leave your business here, then go continue with your life there,
But it all depends on what businesses are we talking about? What kind of businesses are there? Are the ones that
we've had small entrepreneurs shutting their businesses. I remember, I think December we were reporting about 300,000, if I can remember.
Wow.
300 or 3,000, if I can remember. Businesses are literally shutting down, including even outside companies. So it's because of since Ruto just came into power, all these loans. The country is just sinking in debt. There's nothing we're doing. There's nothing we're making of profits. Nothing, not from tea, not from coffee. There's nothing we've no industrialization.
All the money's coming in from the diaspora.
Well, no competition in terms of anything, nothing. We're just competing in terms of tribalism. That is what I can see right now, which is so crazy, man.
It's in quotes, reform-oriented expenditures of the Kenyan budget. It's a lot of numbers, right? But I think it speaks to a bigger story just about how we are over borrowing.
Yeah.
Right?
Per day.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like the article is trying to pinpoint like some of the finer things, because when we think of loans, we think of the figure that we've been given.
Yeah.
You're not calculating interest off the top of your head, right? Some of the interest rates have been mentioned there. Things like a commitment fee. You hear like a commitment fee of 0.25% per annum on the available loan, etc. Anyway, that's for one particular loan. But 0.25% doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're borrowing in hundreds of millions and billions of shillings, 0.25% becomes a lot of money, and so on and so forth. Like, what are the terms of these loans? That's part of, you said that's part of our, debt register, or should be. What are the terms of these loans? What happens should we, be unable to pay? What are the interest rates? Are we able to renegotiate at, such and such
what they
time?
do, they get your real, I know these Africans are morons, so they get your real assets. They go get your gold mines, your land, your copper. They get the real stuff, not the fake paper that they gave you. Sorry to interrupt.
I feel like this one is also easy. For right now, they have an easy access to put this bullshit project of climate change right now in so many African countries. This debt. If you've been unable to pay your debt, you see the UAE. This is why they've acquired. They've had a land literally as big as the size of us. I don't know which part of America. Literally, it's so big.
Almost big as a part of a state. Exactly.
Same thing I bet they're doing in Uganda. Same thing in Ghana, Nigeria.
Everywhere, Joe. Since Africa's underdeveloped, got the best land, and you got morons in charge of you got morons in charge of these countries. All the land is it's almost being recolonized again because the these puppet idiots have been put in power, and they are giving away the government. I mean, giving away the actual wealth of the country for paper nonsense, because That's to fund their lifestyles and their families, since they don't know how to generate anything. So that's why you got this young man, Ibram Toure, is such a juxtaposition against the rest of these leaders. He's only been in power 2.5 years, and the stuff he's creating is mind blowing. In 2.5 years, it is. I'm like, this is amazing, because it shows you how inept, how corrupt, how idiotic the rest of these African leaders are. That's why Museveni keeps trying to ask even Toure, please visit me in Uganda. Please visit. No, I'm not visiting you. Either you guys are telling you no, he's gonna try to kill you. He's a puppet of the West. They know it. No, I said no, old man. You come to Burkina Faso. I'm not going. Why would I go to your country for what?
I have a video of a lady talking about. I'm gonna share it about after this. She was like, "This man here has been the traitor of Africa progress. He's killed all the top officials, ensured literally all the top Pan-Africanists are not going to survive. They use him. It's him they use." But let me wind up with
in a way that suits us. There's so many questions.
Yeah.
And is it necessary to be borrowing 570 million
No.
shillings?
They break it down into a loan of 2.6 billion, will go into upgrading for standard routine maintenance.
Of course, that is what they do. That is their auditing, bullshit auditing. That is their stupid auditing of trying to sound authentic as much as they can, but it's so full of crap. Oh, this is going to education.
Trying to hire. If it's going to education, why am I paying school fees?
Exactly. Well, this is going to the doctors. The next time you see doctors are striking. Or this is going to the roads. Roads are leaking and we have boreholes everywhere. In my road, I can't walk every time it's literally raining. What is the MPs and MCs doing of this county? Nothing. Growing balloon stomachs. They don't even live here. It's crazy, man.
It talks about some of the breakdowns, but I don't know, throwing it back to you both. Eric, what's your comment? I know Mariam and I have just kind of tried to pinpoint initial concerns. What is the glaring issue here, the first glaring issue for you?
If any.
If any.
Maybe there isn't.
I think the first one is the fact that many of these are from bilateral lenders, which is low interest, like a loan of a loan from the German government to finance reform-oriented expenditures of the Kenyan budget, 8.1 billion shillings. The loan will be repaid in euros within 13 years, has an interest of 1.2% per year, with a commitment fee of 0.25% a year.
So 13 years. Most of these leaders, they take literally these loans, understanding very well they're going to be in power for only a decade. Literally. So that is 10 years. 10 years. After you live for 10 years, who's gonna pay the
next administration has already been the next administration that comes in after that decade, Joe, is already been saddled with the debt because they gotta pay, because they've already signed the contract. They got no choice but to pay that debt. It's already baked into the cake because they've already saddled you with that debt.
And of course, they don't pay on time. You're gonna come into power, borrowing, and increasing the debt.
Right, because you're gonna want your own. You want your own money that you're stealing. Hey, they've already stole their money. I don't want to. I got to pay back the money he stole. I got to, borrow my own stolen money. Shoot.
Exactly. And because now things are not going okay, you're gonna start complaining about the previous regime. You are the deputy president, but you're gonna start acting like, they borrowed so much. I'm not even borrowing. I'm trying to fix the country. I'm trying to fix the country with these loans. Just give me time. But the previous regime, I understand they took too much loans. But if you look at this is just a big scam. Oh my goodness. Crazy.
And disbursed loan amounts. This compared with the 7% commercial loans that we are getting on Eurobond and all is friendlier, right? Because previously the government was just going into the commercial market, go and get Eurobond at 7% or 9%. Right now we refinance the Eurobond with another Eurobond at 7% on 8 years. This is a 13-year loan at 1.2%.
You refinance the first Eurobond with another Eurobond. This is called crazy crackpot financing. This means this is almost like this is financing of retarded people. You would never do that. You're destroying the country. But they don't care because they're stealing. It's for them and their family. Like that's how. Look, because look, you won't give. Since these guys are tribal, they don't feel any national pride to Kenya. See, you got to also understand that. He feels pride to the Kalenjins, Peru to the Kikuyu. They feel pride to their tribe, not to Kenya. They don't have no problem in destroying Kenya. They don't care about Kenya. They care about their tribe.
That's true. That's so true.
All right. The issue for me is the problem that we have found ourselves at right now on when we borrow this money, what are we using it for?
Exactly.
Are we being diligent in what we are using the money for? Because it's okay. We can say that, yeah, we continue taking in loans. We have taken out these 572 million shillings every day, or whatever figure it comes to. But for what purpose? And have we actually put that money to what it was supposed to go for? Some of them are very gray. Like this 8.1 billion shillings from the German government is to promote the transition to a more resilient, greener, and more inclusive economy in line with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
That is very vague.
Buzzword.
Yes,
so
buzzword check.
Where exactly has the money gone?
Yes.
That's the question that we need to understand. So what has it financed? Did we buy green things? It's about being more resilient and green. So what exactly?
He's talking about that green scam. We bought more green things. He's talking about that green scam.
To do. There's money from the China Development Bank. It shows where the money is supposed to go. Some it had explained somewhere here. It was going to some projects. The project to be financed through the euro-denominated loans include the National Systems Control Center for the Electricity Grid, Kenya Reform Financing and Budgetary Support. Money from Italy is meant to support Kenya's budget and help to stabilize the economy, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and enable achievement of climate targets through institutional reforms. It's also meant to finance...
Kenya doesn't have any greenhouse emissions. We already showed that a year ago. Me and Joey, 0.00. There's no industries in Kenya, so why am I taking a loan to fight greenhouse emissions when there's none in Kenya at all?
Scamming people, scamming Kenyans, left, right, and center. And this is where accountability is being demanded by Kenyans, because you're taking loans. There's projects you promise people you've not fulfilled. There are children, especially for children. You go to schools after schools telling us to improve our schools. Every time it rains, it's flooding. We have to walk barefoot, and it's just great. The roads are impassable. We have incomplete bridges.
That's crazy. I want to ask the question. What about the white section of town? Do they got the same problems?
Oh no.
I'm curious, Joe. I'm asking for a friend, Joby. I'm asking for a friend.
Karen doesn't look like that. Every time
I know. I'm just asking. So you see, so you see the internal hate. So I'm just telling you, why is the white section of town better than the African section of town, and an African part of Kenya? Why would that be if you didn't have internal racism? You wouldn't allow a foreigner, to live better than you in your own continent and in your own country. That would be crazy. The white man will never do it for you. So I'm asking. That's why we're asking for a friend, Joby. Is Karen got all the flooding and all the crazy bad roads and stuff, Joby?
Nah, you wouldn't even find even a piece of paper on that road. Personally, where I was living, it was very classy. And then remember, also I was living near to that is Mama Uhuru's wife.
Okay.
Yeah, a very clean section of Karen, literally. So
you need to ask yourself, why can't they do the rest of Kenya the way they got Karen? Why not? Where's the commitment?
I'm trying to look at it historically, to blame Africans, being honest, not just Kenyans. I'm trying to look at it historically.
I'm blaming. I'm talking about this for all Africans, Joby. You're just showing Kenya right now, so I'm saying it's all of Africa, Joby. Of course, I'm not I don't make no distinguish between Kenya and Africa. Since you're talking about Kenya, I'm talking about Kenya. But it's all of Africa.
Understand, land was taken away from us. This is what we're talking about.
Of course.
If we blame people like the Uhurus, the Kenyattas, we know, and I'm talking about them owning majority of the land, which belonged to people. So if you talk about generations to generations, we're talking about generations we're part of the generation who have not, acquired or seen the generational wealth, like, you being given maybe.
Exactly. The land that was been taken away from you because it's been.
Yeah. It could be even a piece of necklace of gold, some jewelries that used to be part of the generational wealth.
Yeah, used to be passed down. Yeah, that was African wealth that was passed down from generation to generation. Exactly, and it's been stolen. Go ahead, Jim.
You find that there's none of this. Most of the people actually in Africa don't even know this. That we literally had, or generational wealth was part of our normal lifestyle, normal living.
Wow, they don't even know that no more. You serious?
Personally, I feel like that's no longer there. Most of the people don't really know that we really it's part of us, or used to be part of us. Like,
that's deep.
This is why you see most of the people are trying so much to acquire lands. You fight your life. So by the end of by the time you're literally done, or you think you're gonna be done on this earth, you have a land. At least you're gonna leave something for your children. You see,
your children.
Yeah, we have the millennials, the older millennials. Some of us now, we see some of our parents who managed, they have tried to do that, literally get a land so that when you pass away, maybe your children can get something to, call a home, instead of just.
They have something to start with. They don't just start from zero.
Exactly. So it's no longer there. Like the way you could have your grandfather, give you a
piece. Yeah, that was the norm in Africa because you owned all the land. See. Now you're in the system that was created by Europeans, exactly. But I wouldn't think that would. So okay, so yeah, I guess through schooling of the 100 years of Europeans being, I guess you were never taught that. I thought that. I'm like, wow, how could you not know that? That was part of your culture. That was part of Africa.
I don't think we needed to be taught because it was part of our culture. Personally, I knew. Because I know in places like, we're talking about the Luo, the western parts of Kenya still practice this. There are those who still practice this, those who really have or come from, people, or if your family literally still has that majority of the land, you'll find that as a man, when you grow up, you have to, either you're going to buy a land maybe outside, or you're going to build a house inside your father's compound. House, so that when you visit there with your family, you guys have your own house. You won't be sleeping in the same house as your father and mother. There's those traditions, and then maybe you can be given a land. Maybe if your father was really, really wealthy, maybe has other lands from other places, you're gonna be given a piece. You're told this is yours as a firstborn. The lastborn is given a piece. And all that.
Exactly.
Even women. But nowadays, you see, even women, they're being fought not to even get land. Your husband is gonna die. This was your land, both of you. But the rest of the family is gonna be trying to fight you, kill you to get this land back from you.
Wow. Trying to kill you.
Keith, we talk about these stories. I don't know why.
Okay, calm down, Joe. Don't go crazy on me.
I don't know why you're surprised, because we keep on talking about this. Is so real. This is what we see even the ethnical clashes. We talk about even ethnical clashes. We'll find there's someone maybe who came to buy a land somewhere. I've seen that effect too. Maybe you're a Kikuyu. Maybe if you go to a group of Luo, people still have that belief of, he's not supposed to be settling the same with the Kikuyus. It's gonna be so hard for you to settle there. If they mean business, you settle there. So you start seeing all these kind of fights. Why did you allow them to? Why did you lie to them? They can get a land here. We don't allow them. So it's so deep, and I feel it just takes us back to colonialism effects, slavery, lands being taken away from us. Most of the Africans, I feel like they really don't have that knowledge that this was part of our cultures. It was part of our norm living, where your father would give you inheritance without feeling some type of way,
Yeah, because at that time you controlled all the land. The land was yours, not most land owned by one goofy corrupt family and also Europeans. It was yours. So exactly. So, remember all that land that you talking about was stolen. Stolen through colonization. It was stolen. So
maybe let's say the Mau Mau survivors, right? Or maybe their children.
Oh, yeah, they were left with nothing, Joby.
Exactly. Even the money that the British family has tried to, give them, Ruto has kept all the money.
They stole all that money. It's just the craziness of it, the criminality. Sometimes it's just over the top, Joe. It's like psychopathic. The criminalities. These people thought you wouldn't even be a free country without the Mau Mau Rebellion. You wouldn't even be Kenya. It wouldn't exist without the Mau Mau Rebellion. And you still want to not give these people their proper due? Who are you?
It's crazy.
Who are you, man?
It's crazy. But let me.
You'd like to invite His Excellency William Ruto asikuja kutupatia hekaya za Bunwasi. We don't want empty rhetoric. We don't want more promises. We want him to come and be accountable to the Laikipia voter, what he has done in the half term of the 5 years he has been given to reign. I want to remind you a few things.
The Kenyans are getting too smart. They don't sound. Even those Kenyans and other Africans, other countries, Kenyans are very, very smart. Very, very smart. So the scam and the lying to them, just not going to work. They're too smart now. They know too much. It's because I look at the other countries, how they talk and how Kenyans talk. They just know too much. You're not going to rule Kenya no more with the same crazy. It's not going to be able to work the way it did 30 and 40 years ago. Get the fear and everybody's not educated. It's not going to work. Go ahead, Joe.
Lest you have forgotten, you promised us Nanyuki Rumuruti Road at a cost of 5 billion. We want you to come and highlight whether there is any money that have been allocated, passed in the budget, after the designs were done for Nanyuki Rumuruti Road. Remember, Rumuruti is our county headquarters, and you have kept promising us.
I agree, Brian. I agree. They're very intelligent. Exactly. Right now, to me, they're the really giants of Africa, because they've lost a lot of their fear. Not only with their intelligence, a lot of fear is gone. Because they said, "No, we don't want to come. Don't bring us no empty rhetoric. Don't bring us no bunch of religion. Tell us where the money goes to build that road." Right? So that's why all these abductions are happening in Kenya. They got to shut them up. We'll go ahead, Joe.
We need answers. We need answers. You're not gonna keep on telling us you've set aside. Where is that money you set aside? You keep on telling us you've set aside. You've set aside. You've set aside what? Can you show us what you've set aside? We need to see the funds you've set aside for this project. Because that's what he keeps on saying. Nimetenga. Swahili in nimetenga. Umetenga nini? Give us what you've umetenga. What the heck?
If you become a president, you do that road. Number two, we want to remind you about minor estate. You promised us green cards and what we call title deeds. We want you to come to Nyahururu and come with your Minister for Lands, Alice Wahome. Bring us title deeds to the people of Minor.
When you talk about title deeds, this is the scam again we have in Africa, right? So you're gonna buy a
land. You buy land, it's not your land, and it's somebody's land.
Exactly. So you find that title deed is owned almost by 10 people, but the main owner is Ruto. So he's gonna pay his people to come and vandalize all of you, and you'll have to get out of that place. You had his Ruto. Like, what you gonna do? You're gonna leave.
Yeah.
No?
It's the same. Sadly enough, this is the same scam that's bad in Nigeria. It's bad in Ghana. See, this is not Kenya. This is African. These scams are continent wide. That's the problem. And so that's why even Torre said, "Well, okay, stop because he's talking about these scams." Joe, we said, "Okay, stop all these scams, these fake title deeds. The government's going to own the land, and you can lease it for 99 years. So we approve who has ownership of the land, so we can stop all these scams going on." Exactly. Go ahead, Joe.
Actually, news coming in is that there has been an assassination attempt on Ibrahim Traore right now.
Another one again. Oh wow, here we go. It's gonna continue. It's gonna continue. See, he's a threat to all African puppets. He's a threat to the West because once in 10 years, I'm telling you, Burkina Faso is gonna be wealthy. And that's not, and you despots, they know that. Everybody keeps screaming, "We need him to step down. We need him to step down." What it got to do with you? You ain't in Burkina Faso. That's not your country. Why are you worried about what he's doing? None of your business. Why you keep asking? He's not talking about you people. So let him do what he do. They're scared because within 10 years, what he's done in 2.5 years is incredible. So in 10 years, Burkina Faso will be Dubai of Africa. That's a fact. Because he's showing you And it will be another. It will be wealth again. Understand? This is part of the Mali Empire. All these countries that are now the poorest in Africa were part of the richest places on the planet. Okay, Burkina Faso was part of the Mali Empire. Mali was part of the Mali Empire. Niger, Chad, part of the Mali Empire. Senegal was part of the Mali Empire. Guinea was part of the Mali Empire, and Mauritania was part of the Mali Empire. This is the richest place on the planet. Hands, there was no other place richer than Mali. The empire itself, no place. Hands down, the richest empire the world had ever seen. So now how are all these places now poor? Because they got colonized and all that money's been going to the Europeans. That's why. That was the richest place on the planet ever. And now it's the poorest place? From Mauritania to Senegal to Mali, Burkina Faso, and also the northern part of Nigeria, what we call Nigeria, was also part of that empire. Northern Nigeria, northern Cote d'Ivoire, not the whole country of Nigeria, but the northern part. That was all Mali Empire, the richest place on the planet and the most intelligent place. With the most intelligent place on the planet was the place where the number one institutional universities were at that time. So how's it now all backwards and poor and people struggling and what? Because it was colonized by these people who've been stealing all the wealth out of there. Sure. So that part of Africa is still wealthy. You just got to take back the power. That's why he's scared, because I told you within 10 years, Burkina Faso will be Dubai and surpass it. That's why they got it. The assassination attempts on him will not stop. Will not stop. They will continue to go. Go ahead, Joby.
In 5 years, it's going to be looking amazing, because if already 2 years we've seen all these industries is creating.
He's building industries, exactly.
He's innovating now his own things. Come on, like this is gonna be great, man. I'm going there. Maybe I might move to Burkina Faso. Maybe. We're gonna let you. We're gonna visit you. We're gonna see if we can start a business. I don't speak French. You guys have to learn how to speak French quick. I'll make you guys. You guys are good with these languages. You guys know how to speak French. Irritan don't speak French. She will learn. We will make her learn.
We'll take Jean with us. Good.
They voted for you, and you promised them title deeds.
Because he told us, anybody from the diaspora, anywhere in Africa, come to Burkina Faso. You're free to start a business here. So I'm going to take him up on that. See what we can do.
Yeah, Mr. William Ruto, I have seen you come tell us that this affordable housing project right behind me in Nyahururu, and the one that is in Nanyuki, that it is solving the issues of unemployment. We want to let you know that the people who are employed there, they are the people who you sent from Nairobi with your contractors. Number two, these
literally, there's no employment. The same
where's that at, Joe? Where's that at? In Western Kenya? Where's that she's talking about?
I don't know. This was just a place where she was interviewed, and she just.
I know, but she was talking about some place, Nanyuki and some other places.
The Kikuyu places.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
These houses, we want you to come out clear to our people, because we don't want our people to be conned in whichever part of this county. Kitu ya kwanza, nyumba ya affordable housing iko kwa shamba ya serikali. Na hii mashamba ya serikali kidogo kidogo, you hear title deeds, they belong to private individuals. What guarantee do we have that any investor who comes to buy that affordable housing, ati ya kwamba title deed hazitafanya zikuwe za serikali wakuje kunyang'anywa? And I want to ask fellow Kenyans, I know William Ruto will come to the mountain to tell you he has built you those avoidable houses.
Avoidable.
I know. I know. Well, English, Joby's not that good. She's trying her best. Go ahead now. That's not her first language, Joby.
She's been sarcastic, instead of saying affordable, she's saying avoidable.
Okay. She's trying to be funny. Okay.
Because those are supposed to be avoidable houses. Call for that stuff. We avoid those houses. You wanted to say, go ahead.
No, I want you to do a juxtaposition and then go to YouTube and show all the affordable houses that even Toure is now building. Beautiful housing. The standardized ones with heating, electricity, and air conditioning. Like, say what you built for Europeans, like the Africans are supposed to have. So And like I said, from a poor country, we said his GDP is 21 billion. How's he able to afford this? And Burkina Faso and Kenya can't. And he's not taking any loans. How's he doing this? That tells you how much theft is in every African country. It's letting you. He's showing you how bad all the corruption is in every African nation. Burkina Faso's poor. How's he building out his own airplane factory? He's building his own car factory. He's building his own phone factory. Said we're gonna use our own phones. We're gonna build our. And now he's building his own weapons factory. There's no weapons factory nowhere in Africa. Nowhere. He's now building out. We're gonna make our own weapons. We're not gonna depend on Europeans tell us how to make. We're gonna make our own weapons, and then we can sell them to the other Africans. But we're gonna build them here. Which got the Europeans going crazy. Because you see, he's becoming an adult. They're making Burkina Faso an adult country, not begging and being like a child. No, we're gonna build our own weapons. We don't need you to build our weapons, and you can't tell us what not to build. And so eventually, the West, that's going to lead to him building a nuclear bomb. So it won't be no more invasions of Africa with that nuclear bomb. And we know the intelligence is there because you got the gentleman in Zimbabwe that just built cars that run off nothing, that run off the air, radio waves. So we know the intellectual prowess is there. So the nuclear bomb is coming. So won't be no more invading of Africa. That you robbing and stealing from Africa, them days is over.
They should take me on a mission just to report live from the air. We have just bombed France. France has been confirmed. That is Macron is no longer in existence.
We're loving people. We don't start unless they started with us first, though, Joe. We are loving people.
It's revenge time. It's coming, whether they like it or not. It's coming. It's coming. You said it yourself. It's coming.
It's coming. It is coming because they're not going to. It's coming because they're not going to stop. And so you're not dealing with the same African no more, right? It is coming. It can't be avoided. It can't be avoided because of their personalities, not the African person. They can't stop. See, without Africa, they're poor, so they're not going to willingly go back into poverty, Joby, where they came from. They're not going to willingly, and they don't want to share. Africans will share. The Africans has enough money in the continent to share to actually make Europe be decent. But they don't want that. They get joy and see Africans impoverished and on the bottom. So if they don't got that, who are they? How do they define their white supremacy, which is a myth, which is a lie? It's phony. So now it's coming to an end. So you can't be superior over me when you're broken, poor. Your country's all Europe is broken. You don't have anything, and now all my industries are run. So how are you superior to me? So that whole fake myth breaks down, and that's what they've been living on. That's the lie they've been living on, Joby, for the last 500 years. That fake lie, because they're not stronger than you, they're not smarter than you. There's nothing that they do that's better than you. So now that lie is coming to an end, and they're going to fight. That's the hill they're willing to die on, Joby. That's the hill they're going to fight and scrape to keep that lie going. And in the end, they still lose because of their inherent nature. Because they're not going. You think they're going to just stay? Nobody keep trying to kill this man. Why are you trying to kill him for trying to do right by his people, Joby? Why would you try to want to kill him? He's not going out hurting you. All he's doing is doing right by his people. That's it. Sure. But him doing right by his people is a problem for them because that means all African nations will be forced to do right, and then that puts them back on the bottom where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Joby, you got it.
I wind up.
Since Captain Ibrahim Traoré assumed power in 2022, Burkina Faso has seen unprecedented growth that is surprising both corrupt African leaders and Western nations, especially France. French President Emmanuel Macron remarked a few months ago
all those roads right now were just built. Exactly. Couldn't survive without Africa. Those roads have just been built, not by the Chinese, by the Africans of his country. Chinese didn't build these roads. The Africans built these. Okay? So he didn't use the Chinese bring them in and build nothing like they're doing in Jamaica and these other places. He said Africans are going to build this stuff. We need the jobs. We're going to build our own infrastructure. And we're going to teach the people to do that. That's what we're supposed to do. If you got engineers in school in Kenya, they're supposed to be building your roads, not Chinese. That's what the jobs. That's what the schooling is there for. They have engineers to build your infrastructure. Well, go ahead, Joby.
However, under Traore's leadership, Burkina Faso is proving otherwise. His government has made significant progress, from addressing security challenges to implementing transformative laws aimed at improving the country's future. Traore's vision for Burkina Faso shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, he has recently launched a groundbreaking initiative that is garnering international attention, silencing those who doubted his ability to lead. The latest major development under Traore's leadership is the launch of a large-scale housing project aimed at benefiting thousands of Burkinabe citizens. On Wednesday, during a Council of Ministers session, the Burkinabe government decided to embark on a comprehensive urban development initiative. This project focuses on building decent housing, improving sanitation, and creating green public spaces across cities. It is a clear demonstration of Traore's commitment to addressing the rapid urbanization challenges facing Burkina Faso. This initiative, known as Faso Mabo, is part of President Traore's broader vision for urban transformation. According to Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo, the Minister of State and Government spokesperson, this project is a direct response to the growing need for organized urban planning and livable communities in Burkina Faso. The government's focus on urban beautification and infrastructure development signifies a shift towards sustainable, inclusive growth that is meant to improve the quality of life for the average Burkinabe citizen. To gain a more in-depth understanding of this initiative, I would like to share a video from government spokesperson Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo, which further explains this transformative project and how it is reshaping the future of Burkina Faso. The Burkina Faso presidency, the Council of Ministers, has adopted an important decree launching the Faso Mabo presidential initiative. What must be said at this level is that it is an additional initiative of the president of Burkina Faso, which denotes his will to provide appropriate answers to the concerns and challenges of Burkina Faso citizens. The objective is, of course, to improve the well-being of the population. It is an initiative that has essentially two components. The first component concerns the construction of road infrastructure by road brigades. The second component refers to redevelopment and urban embellishment through the construction of low-rise housing, sanitation, and the creation of green public spaces. So
see, these other African leaders won't survive this. This is going to be the top of it. These other African leaders won't survive what's happening in Burkina Faso. Everybody's screaming that leave, get them out. They won't survive this because the youth will not allow this. When this grows and shows what can be done, these other African governments are going to be toppled. They're going to be overthrown. And they know that. That's why they're screaming and hollering about, he must leave power. He must leave power. What are you talking about? Everybody wants him there. Why must he leave power? Why is he always getting assassination attempts? Because Africans are supposed to be on the bottom. You see the scam? See the scam that they're constantly trying to kill him?
These are the people pushing the agenda. 70 people like 70 want him to this old moron here. This old
tells me this guy here is the Judas of Africa. This Ugandan's president is the Judas and the enemy of progress of Africa, of Mama Africa. This man is the brother that's always betrayed us. Every time we have a good president or good leader,
of course he has. That's his job.
Make Africa stand on its feet. That's trying to make Africa come back. The Western world, the Europeans always use him. They always use him, to cut down that leader. The guy betrayed his best friend, Gaddafi.
Gaddafi was not his friend, lady. I know you guys can keep putting Gaddafi. Gaddafi was using Museveni. Museveni is actually smart enough to know that and sold him out. He did sell him out, but Gaddafi was trying to use him for soft power. Gaddafi wanted the rest of the white Arabs up the north who are racist as hell to take over Africa. And Joby showed that video, and Joby showed him apologizing for his for his previous behavior, which he didn't. That's all fake. It's all cap, as the youth call it, all cap, because he knows that the people up north have always been racist to Africans when they invaded and took over those lands. And right now in Algeria, they're now throwing Africans out of the country again in Algeria right now. All those north, and I'm giving you. Let me be kind, because I'm only not kind as I can. You white Arabs who stole that land about 1,000 years ago, your day is coming. You at the new psych, your day is coming. I'm trying to be as nice as I can to you. The depth of those lands that you took really 1,300 years ago when you invaded in the 7th century. Okay, 1,300. You still in those lands and you thought they were going to always be yours? I'm going to tell you, you won't have the population to stop what's coming. Those lands will be reconstituted back to the African. And you Muslims, you white Muslims over in Northeast Africa, what they call the Middle East, you better get your head right, because I think they might be coming for you too. They say, I'm not going to live to make it, but it's come. I've already been downloading the information. So you're talking about what they call Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. That's all African land. That's on the African plate. You stole those lands, and your wicked treatment of African people.
Mm-hmm.
You're about to have a youth that's being born the next 20, 30, 40 years that would not tolerate no disrespect. They're coming back into their own. So I'm begging you to get your mind right now. I'm begging you. I won't live another 40, 50 years. You'll be alive. She'll be a woman, but I won't. Well, maybe I can't stop eating right, but I'm begging you to do right, because what's coming? What's coming? Oh my God! Let me just say, all of Africa and Northeast Africa, those lands will be taken back. Now you'll give them up, or I'll just say you won't wake up tomorrow eating any Arab cuisine. I'll be like that. You either give them back, or you won't wake up the next morning eating any Arab cuisine. Your day waking up eating Arab cuisine is going to be over. And the people down in Zimbabwe and South Africa, those Europeans, they don't make it. They don't get back to Europe. I'm saying it's going to be pretty rough. The Europeans in Kenya, get your mind right. It's going to be pretty rough. Okay, all over Africa, it's going to be pretty rough.
But yeah, literally, as we wind up, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there with that video of Museveni. Literally, he's a traitor. We know that. His own people.
Of course, all of them are. He's a traitor.
He has betrayed Ugandans for 40 years. As much as 36 years, we make it 40, because we know he wants to stay in power. We know they want him in power.
Wants to stay in power. He wants to stay in power until he dies. Exactly. And then try to get a country over to Captain Crunch.
Mm-hmm. Literally, nepotism, and we can't keep on allowing it. I hope Ugandans have also got the confidence, as we see Kenyans, Zimbabweans, Nigerians also right there also demonstrating about their country. That's what I'm saying, Byron. None of them will survive what's coming. I've already seen it's coming. I already see it coming. Within the next 60 years, it's coming. So 60 years, Joby will be 60 something, right? 60. Joby will be 80. 50 years, Joby will be 70. So she'll be like 76. So she'll still be living, right? So there you go. That's when everything is all gonna break loose. It's gonna be a lot of acting right. See, America's gonna be falling by then. Russia, all these countries Europe is gonna be falling by then. 50 years. China's gonna be on its last leg. The African will be coming in a dominant power. In 50 years, African will be becoming a dominant power. Not just power, but dominant power. So you'll get your mind right, or you'll get invaded, and it won't be nice. Period. But much love, family. See you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning in on today's episode. Of course, catch us later on the Tubonge and then on the Africa Today show, as you get to see what's popping on the other end. Peace. See you guys then.
Come back and see Iritan's show.
Yep. She's coming back in a few. So
Joe forgot about Iritan's.
Nah, I didn't forget. I need. Y'all know us. You know the timetable. If you know the timetable right now,
all right, calm down.
Yeah.
And Irritant friends better get their